To start off, I'm gonna begin by defining what a man-in-the-middle attack is. It's basically defined as an attack in which the attacker secretly intercepts and relays messages between two parties who believe they are communicating directly with each other. It's a form of eavesdropping, but the entire conversation is controlled by the attacker, who even has the ability to modify the content of each message. Then I'm going to be discussing the project goal. The project goal was to explain how simple it is to successfully conduct a man on the middle attack. The attacker must be able to intercept all messages going between the two victims and inject new ones, which is straightforward in many circumstances. For example, an attacker within reception range of an encrypted Wi-Fi wireless access point can insert himself or herself as a man in the middle and conduct the attack. And we've used a Dunkin' Donut free Wi-Fi, for example, to do so. The rationale would be the man in the middle attack can pose imminent threat to the world, especially the wireless networking world. Man in the middle attacks are used for theft of personal information, hijacking of an ongoing session to gain access to private network resources, traffic analysis to derive information about a network and its users, denial of service, corruption of transmitted data, and introduction of new information into the network sessions. Furthermore, such attacks are extremely critical as they can compromise both the network and the information security of the victim. Then we'll be talking about the problem description. It's important to understand the seriousness of this attack because the end result is that the attacking host can not only capture sensitive data, but also insert and control a data stream to attain further control of their victims and their targets. To understand the importance of man in the middle attack, we must first realize that there are different forms and different types of man in the middle attacks out there, and ARP cache poisoning is one of them. It's a dynamic record and it can be used to store the latest IP MAC address, according to Gu Hao, who is one of the authors that we've mentioned in our report. It allows the attackers on the same subnet as its victims to eavesdrop on all network traffic between the victims. It's part of a bigger problem known as ARP spoofing. It's commonly used in the Ethernet, and the attackers use a three-step standard which inserts himself or herself in between the two hosts that are communicating. First, the attacker puts himself or herself in the center of two legitimate hosts, at which point the communication between the two authentic hosts will be broken. Then, data frame between the two legitimate hosts are interrupted and changed the data frame in case if they need to. Finally, the captured data frame is transmitted in order to maintain communication between the two legitimate hosts. Then we've discussed several related works, and we've discovered that throughout the years, researchers have been studying these types of attacks, and it's clear that these attacks are one of the riskiest cyber attacks out there. According to Bob Texan, he's the author of Real World Linux Security. The risk of a man in the middle attack is really why the laws regarding tampering with the mail are some of the most severe laws on the books. They're more familiar now, even with law enforcement agencies, and according to Quentin Dr. Emmett Dolney and Toby Candier, these are the authors of the CompTIA A Plus study guide, and they explain that in the recent years, the threat of the man-in-the-middle attacks on wireless networks have increased by a great amount. And reason being is that it's no longer necessary to connect to the wire. A malicious rogue can be outside the building, intercepting packets, changing them, and sending them on.
So our approach in this video, what we wanted to show you is basically we wanted to connect our laptop to like a little MiFi, Verizon MiFi, and let our laptop be a wireless access point so people can in turn connect to our laptop so we can then use Wireshark to capture network traffic and websites that whoever connects to our fake ID would go to. With Wireshark, we're able to see my IP addressing, like where it's going from, where it's coming to, and in this video we wanted to show you how the process would be done. So basically what we did is we connected first our laptop to the Verizon MiFi, and then we have an application that creates a virtual router on our computer, and as you can see we named the network SSID, and we need a password. And then basically what's going to happen is we're going to connect a phone to the laptop and then go to some websites on the phone, and we'll be able to capture the traffic through Wireshark. So after the phone connects to the network, we start up Wireshark, and then we start capturing packets. We get to see what goes through. Now, I'm not gonna explain everything that comes up in Wireshark, but basically, once you capture a few packets, you can click on one of them and see whether it's TCP, HTTP. You can also filter out in Wireshark, like if you want to only see HTTP packets, like over the internet. But yeah, we're using Wireshark to basically capture information from this spoof network that the people connected to so that we can get some private info. I'd like to show you how simple it is to set this up. When you click on one of the packets and you see the stream, you see where it goes, you can see also some of the different stuff like websites that they went to, comicbookmovie.com. I'm not sure if you're going to catch this in the video, but you can see that they used Firefox to get into a website called comicbookmovie.com. You're also able to see what the...
In closing, we wanted to give you guys a couple of ways you can protect yourself against these type of man-in-the-middle attacks. One of the ways is to use a VPN. A VPN will send everything through its own tunnel, making a man-in-the-middle attack futile against it. Another way is to avoid automatically connecting to Wi-Fi hotspots. This can be disabled on your phone. Another way is actually ask the people who work in the particular store what is the correct name of the SSID. In case you see two of them, like for example, Lowe's, you see a Lowe's 1 and then a regular Lowe's, you might want to ask the person in the store, hey, which is the correct one? And finally, before finally, we can go and to another way to protect yourself is to add an HTTPS add-on on your browser. This would automatically force the browser to whenever you log into something like Google or Yahoo to automatically go in as a HTTPS secure socket instead of plain HTTL. And finally, the last possible way, and it's 100% foolproof, is just do not log in